It all started in a doctor's office, the air thick with quiet dread. I sat on the crinkly paper, legs dangling, as the neurologist showed me scans dotted with white spots. "These are lesions," he said. "It's multiple sclerosis." The words didn't land. They just echoed, heavy and foreign. My mind buzzed, my old life fading out. I thought of running lines, chasing my son, walking in heels. Suddenly, all those things felt like they belonged to someone else. The doctor talked about treatments, but I was somewhere above, watching my future get rewritten. My legs, the traitors, had dragged and tingled for weeks, and now I knew why. No more jokes. This was my new reality. I stared at my hands, wondering when they'd join the mutiny. Fear seeped in, cold and physical. The drive home was a blur. Every red light felt like a full stop on my life. I was a person with MS now, a label I couldn't take off. The woman who walked into that office was gone. In her place, someone left to navigate the wreckage. Before we dive deeper into this journey, I just want to say, thank you for being here, truly. If this story resonates or helps you feel a little less alone, I'd love for you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support means more than you know, and it helps others find these stories too. So go ahead, tap that thumbs up, and if you want to stick around for more honest conversations, hit subscribe. Okay, back to the story. For months, my diagnosis became my whole identity. Every stumble, every forgotten word, I blamed it all on MS. The world shrank to the size of my medical chart. I was no longer an actress, a mother, a friend. I was a patient. Friends asked, "How are you feeling?" But it was always about the disease. I withdrew, afraid to make plans, terrified of letting people down. The mirror became a place to search for signs of illness. I grieved the version of myself who didn't have to plan every day around energy and medication. I forced myself to smile at events, legs heavy as sand, pretending I was fine. The performance was exhausting, more draining than the disease itself. I was living a lie, letting the label define me. Fighting the label only made it stronger. Eventually, you can't hold it together anymore. My breaking point? A jar of pickles I couldn't open. I slid to the kitchen floor, sobbing, not just for the jar, but for everything. That meltdown was a turning point. I stopped pretending to be strong and let myself feel the grief and anger. True strength isn't about never falling. It's about what you do when you're already on the floor. I used a rubber glove and a lot of swearing to open the jar. The pickles were delicious. Falling apart and rebuilding isn't a one-time event, it's a cycle. Some days I still end up on the floor, literally or not. Now I allow the grief and let it pass. Giving yourself grace to be messy is not weakness. It's self-compassion. That's the foundation for rebuilding, and it's how you start to move forward. Before MS, I thought strength was physical pushing through, never admitting defeat. But powering through a flare-up only made things worse. I had to redefine strength from the ground up. Real strength is listening to your body, not pushing it to the brink. It's saying no, asking for help, using a cane when you need it. This new strength is quieter, more profound. I learned to advocate for myself, asking questions, being an active participant in my care. I explained to friends and family that my energy is limited, like a phone battery that drains fast. Setting boundaries felt selfish at first, but it's vital. You are the expert on your own body. Strength is honoring that expertise and conserving energy for what matters. It's about strategy, not brute force. Navigating this new landscape takes wisdom, not just willpower. MS can make you feel utterly alone, like you're on an island of symptoms. But when I started talking about my diagnosis, my tribe appeared. They came through DMs, waiting rooms, and mutual friends, people who just got it. We shared dark humor and practical advice no doctor could give. This community became my lifeline. Their wisdom and solidarity made the journey less terrifying. If you feel isolated, find your people. Support groups, hashtags, blogs, podcasts. You don't have to share everything right away, just listen. You'll hear your own story echoed back and find comfort and strength. We are stronger together. Our shared stories are a safety net. You're not alone in this. Connection is everything. If you told me I'd be grateful for MS, I'd have laughed or cried. But years later, I see the unexpected gifts. MS forced me to slow down and live in the present. I noticed the warmth of the sun, the taste of coffee, my son's laughter. My world shrank but became more vibrant. My priorities shifted, trivial things lost their power. My energy became precious, spent only on what mattered. Relationships deepened, work became purposeful. MS filtered out the noise, leaving clarity. The biggest gift, empathy and purpose. I found a community, a platform to fight stigma, and a new sense of connection. Vulnerability became my superpower. I wouldn't have chosen this, but it broke me open and let the light in. For a long time, I let my diagnosis write my story: fear, grief, isolation. But I realized I was holding the pen. I can't erase the hard chapters, but I can choose what comes next. Your diagnosis is part of your story, but it's not the author, you are. You decide the tone, the theme, the ending. Fill your pages with adaptation, joy, and small victories. Don't ignore the hard parts. Acknowledge them, but don't let them be the whole book. Balance struggle with connection, beauty, and gratitude. MS is part of your story, not the whole cloth. You are more than your symptoms. So pick up your pen. What will you write today? Share your story in the comments. Let's build a library of resilience and support. You are not alone.